my probably my fourth sip on search. Yeah, probably fourth. And this is like the first one I'm speaking at, so it's like very interesting. It's like. Anyways, my name is John, and I'm going to be speaking about how to use query funnels to win AI visibility. So, Rick and Miracles like come and talk about AI visibility, LLMs. Mine is probably not that different, but it's still different in some way, and I'm going to be showing you. So, apart from the popular SEO is dead, one other thing that people talk about is the blue links is dead, the 10 blue links. Oh, we would just killed the 10 blue link SEOs, so like, and I love it. Other people say stuff like, because of the AI agents that we have now is like, the 10 blue link SEO is just like basically gone. And to some extent, I probably agree with that, okay? And, okay, well maybe it's not dead, but one of the things that we should realize is that it's no longer the headline, and we can agree that it's no longer the headline because we have AI coming, so we are having like AI generated summaries instead of just like, rather than people, searching for a particular keyword and then having to scroll down, they just simply search ChatGPT or every other LLMs and then they get their answer quickly. And I'm going to give you an example right here. So if you were to search for something that's like best CRM for a small sales team, you're just like, you just go through steps and then you're looking through steps to find, find recommendations. But if you were to use an LLM or you were to use AI for the same particular thing, you're going to get like things like a comparison matrix. Now, I use AI overviews for this, and then it's showing the main strength of each platform. It's showing whether like there's a free plan available. It's showing the pricing. I simply asked for the best CRM, and it gave me this. Okay, now basically what it's doing here is that it's breaking this down, like it's comparing the options, it's filtering by team size, it's checking the pricing, checking the features, checking the ease of use. So it's basically doing what I call many searches when you ask a particular question. And there's another example. So if you are like for like beginner running shoes, so let's say you want to buy, like you're a beginner, you want to buy running shoes. So you could type something like running shoes for beginners, and basically it's just going to be giving you stuff around the mileage, the pronation, the budget. All right, it's basically getting many searches. Like you're asking one question, it's then fanning out to many searches to give you one synthesized answer. I'll give my in. And it's important to know that Google uses this. So if you look down here, you can see that Google uses this. It's like one of their AI techniques, query fan out. So they call it concurrent related query. So it's more of like if you search for something, Google produces like related queries, and they use that to fetch additional relevant search queries to address your question. And not just Google, you have other LLMs. You have like Gemini, you have Claude, you have Perplexity, you have ChatGPT. Every other LLM is using it. Now, and each LLMs or each platform, it works differently for each platform. So I wrote a piece for Backlinko recently, and I did a lot of research on that. And I realized that like for ChatGPT tends to reason internally, then it will run like live web searches. For example, if you were to search for something like what is compound interest, it doesn't need to search the word for what is compound interest. It's just basically telling you compound interest is X and Y. But if you were to ask for something like best fashion trends, it's in 2026, it's going to search the web to get like answers to that. So you also have like Perplexity, you have Claude. Claude tends to like clarify the intent first. It's like, okay, what exactly do you want? It brings a pop-up and then you have to like click through, and then also it relies on training data. So you have like for each of this platform, fan out works out differently. And tracking this fan out is not that simple because you know that, okay, LLMs produce fan out. So one of the things that people probably want to do is that they want to be like, okay, I want to understand, I want to know this fan out, I want to be able to track them. So, like maybe optimize for this fan out basically. But it's not that simple. And I'll tell you, and I'll give you a few reasons why. It's not keyword research. Keyword research is like, I like this graphic from Search Engine Land. Keyword research is like, take maybe a particular query, skincare products for girls. So it's like one query, one intent, one page. But with query fan out, it's like when you search for the same thing, it's like giving you so many things. So for skincare products for girls, it's like giving you skincare products for oily, teenage skin. For dry skin, what makes a skincare product good is giving you so many things. So it's not keyword research. It's not that simple. Another thing is they are probabilistic. So far did an experiment and they found out that only 27% of fan-out queries stay consistent. So basically means that if you have to search for a particular query or prompt over and over and over again, it's going to give you different answers every time. So it is probabilistic. Another thing is it's personalized and contextual. Google is like, prioritizing this these days. They want to just like create search experiences that are increasingly personalized and contextual. And people are now asking long conversational multi-part questions. For example, I traveled to Portugal like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I don't remember. But my screen of my laptop broke, which was very sad. And I asked this particular query. I was like, I'm in Portugal, I just came to Portugal for a vacation. I mean, listen, I was using like voice because I don't type with ChatGPT, I just use voice. And I was like, it's broke. When I was taking the picture, I had shoes in my bag and I pressed against the MacBook. And now the screen, one part is bad and it's affecting the others. I'm going to send you a picture, but I want to know what I can do. Is there anything I can do to reduce the effects? Or maybe before I go back to the UK, because I need to do some more. Is there some place I can go to repair? Just give me another budget question. I'm panicking here, alright? I'm asking a lot of questions. This is the way I talk to ChatGPT. I'm just like, so I can swear that I'm the only one in the world that has asked this exact thing. I'm basically the only one who has asked like this exact query. So do you want to start tracking this? It doesn't make any sense. So it's very difficult. So that's why I said it's like optimizing in the dark. Because when you have all of these things like fashioned against you, it's like, what do you know what, like you don't know what to optimize for. So I'm like, okay, so what's now? But one of the things that I want you to understand is that it works. Query fan-out optimization works. I looked at this research by SEMrush and they tested query fan-out optimization and they realized that when they optimize for query fan-out, they realized that some of their pieces went from being cited 2 times to 5 times, a 150% increase. So it works. Now, but how exactly can you do that? I'm going to just run you through a playbook that you can simply use. This is going to be easy. If you're a beginner in SEO, you should be able to do this, honestly. One of the things is you start with your money prompts. You're a business owner, alright? You should have money prompts. Money prompts are those high intent commercial keywords that you use to like for your business. So this is an example. You can get money prompts from like Reddit or Quora. So if you were to search for something like accounting software, and you see people are asking like, okay, what is the best accounting software 2026 for small business? I'm looking for real world experience. Another one is free accounting software that doesn't suck. These are like people questions, and they want to understand like they want to know the answers to this. So you can, if let's say you produce accounting software for small business, these are like some particular queries you can get some ideas from Reddit, Quora, from your search console, from so many many sources. The same from like the gaming laptop. Now, once you've done that, once you've gotten your money prompts, like those important prompts that like for your business, you also want to simulate and capture the fan out. Now, the reason why you simulate is because it's not simple to get the exact thing. I mean, Google is not exactly telling you that, okay, see what we are using for the fan out. Like, so you just take this, download it in a CSV, and you can just run it on your Python file. No. So what people tend to do is that they tend to simulate. They tend to be like, okay, I think we could do something close to this. And a lot of people have, researchers have created tools. So one example is to Creferial by My King, and it's more of like what you just need to do is that you need to have like a Gemini API key. You put in your particular keyword, or so for example, I have this. Let's dog breeds for apartment. You put this in. You put in your API key, and then it just gives you other queries. So for example, this dog breeds for apartment. It gives you dog rated dog breeds for small apartments, low energy dog breeds suitable for apartments. Remember, it was best. Now it's already fanning out to low energy, because who doesn't want low energy dogs? Another is quiet dog breeds that don't bark a lot. Another is I don't know how to pronounce this. Best apartment dog for a first time owner. And then there are different types: reformulation, implicit, comparative, entity expansion. What this all mean is like for reformulation, it's like the same the question written in different ways. Comparative could be, search can look at multiple options. Implicit is queries that address needs or context that the user did not directly mention. Another is personalized. Another is entity expansion and related. So these are like some query types. that this like some query types that happen to fan outs. I'm using fan out query types a lot, so I really hope you get me. This is another tool, Google Query Fan Out extracted by Dijan AI. This is free. This is just everything is free. So you just like put in your prompts. Another one is Query Fan by Mark Williams Cook. I like this particular tool. This just came out like recently, and it's more of like I like this one because you can put in the intent, and then it also gives you like lots and lots, like hundreds of fan out searches. Now, once you've done that, once you've gotten, now the first process is your money prompt, then you simulate the fan out. So you put this money prompt into this fan out tool, and then you get a list of the fan out queries. You then want to score each query on like the type, the intent, and the format. So for example, it's like, oh, what shape is a subquery? What job does it do? What format? What does the AI expect? I'm going to give you examples. So I write technical articles. I'm into cybersecurity. So this is like a very good explanation. So for what is SSO, it's definitely definition. For like Okta versus Microsoft Entra, it's like comparative. You're comparing two things. Another is best SSO for 50% startup. So it's more like it's personalized because I'm researching for, okay, I have like a 20% startup. I'm trying to get an SSO that fits my organization. Another is how to set up SSO, like how to step by step. It needs a video. So it's like once you have all of these queries, you're now determining what format do you think AI would prefer, and this is just an example of that. So once you've done that, another thing you want to do is that you want to reverse intersect subqueries. So who currently ranks to remove your gaps? This is another word for, or this is like another sentence for get those subqueries, look at what your competitor is ranking for, and then you want to now like check what's in the middle. You will find opportunities there. So these are opportunities that you should be looking out for. Those are the ones that you should be targeting. So that's like a very good thing to do. And one of the things I want to point out is it's pointless to chase fan out individually. You can't chase them individually because they change with the wording, the user, and the platform. In fact, Google talks against it. It's like if you do that, that's skilled content abuse. So because people tend to, now it says why might they tend to create separate content for every possible variation of how people might search. For example, by focusing on other queries that people have asked or finance queries, doing so to manipulate rankings violates Google's skilled content abuse. So you can't do them individually. So so I'm going to, so what you do is that you search, you do it by teams, and I'm going to get there. Another thing you want to do is that you want to engineer for extraction, and there are like some things you should do here. You want to write with high entity density, so it's like you're mentioning your brand in a lot of places. Another thing is you want to add like original data, which is what Miracle mentioned, original data and first-hand testing. You also want to be able to like name your brand inside relevant sentences. You want to front-load key information. So there was a research that came through that was like 44.2% of citations come from the intro. So it's like what you want to do is AI tends to just pick like information right from the intro. So you want to use like the bluff method. Put your key messages at the start, like immediately. Because once you do that, it's like when AI is like extracting, it's taking right from the intro. It's taking more from the intro than it's taking from like the middle or like the bottom. Another thing you want to do is include temporal and commercial modifiers. I did my research on this, analyzed like a lot of like queries using Gemini API, and I noticed that a lot of fanouts were heavily evaluation oriented. So they have like best, top, alternative, compare, versus. Another thing I noticed was not every prompt fans out. I think I mentioned this earlier. So for stable questions, it doesn't fan out, but for questions that require like to search the internet, yes, you have like lots of fan outs. Now pick AI, which is like one AI visibility tool. They notice that whenever you search for a particular search for queries, ChatGPT or other, ChatGPT tends to inject certain words in it. So like best words reviews 2026 top comparison. I'm going to show you here. When I search for which Samsung phone to buy, I did the searches myself. I went like to DevTools and I noticed that ChatGPT rewrote the query to best Samsung phone 2026 Galaxy S25 Ultra A56 S25 reviews. So what it did was that it rewrote my query to this, and then it recommended this ones that you're seeing right here. Another thing was I searched for what content optimization should I use if I'm a known marketer at the startup trying to scale up their content operation. I'm looking for something intuitive and budget friendly, and it recommended rewrote best content optimization to software clear scope phrase pricing startups marketers. So already it's even putting entities in there, so you can see why all of this matters. One more thing is fun out favors freshness. Nick spoke about it, America spoke about it. When I also did my research, I realized that a lot of the fan out queries I was getting, there was like 2025, 2026. There was nothing about 2024. So it means something. It means that for content, it needs to be fresh. I'm saying what they are saying before, but I'm just showing the data because I did this. So it needs to be fresh. And when I did like the diagram, you can see 2025, 2026. This is like one of like the most common diagrams. So what AI is doing is like it's basically injecting modifiers like the best and the year, so many things. So I think it's like the last point. I think you want to build for semantic completeness. It's going back to the basics, like topical stuff. For semantic completeness, you want to build around topics, not just keywords. This is the answer to do not focus on every individual page. You want to just build around topics. Look for common themes, identify recurring themes. Then once you do all of this, you can then decide to track your money prompt on platforms like Profound. Profound is very good for that. You can track your money prompts on these platforms, and you run them regularly. You check whether you're being mentioned or being cited. But this is like a very clear, simple way to track fan out queries. Thank you for listening.